Hello, everybody. It's great to be back. My name is Gary Fowler, and I am the CEO, president, and co-founder of GSD Get Shit Done Venture Studios, a premier AI and quantum venture studio located in Silicon Valley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've done 17 companies, been involved in 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team of Click Software, sold to Salesforce, and also Eva.ai, an AI HR tech company. We love artificial intelligence. We love quantum computing, and we love cybersecurity. So with that, I've got 2 incredible guests today that I've met on various panels around the world. So Nicole DeMeo, and also from Outfront Solutions, and her partner, or DeMeo, and her partner, Jeanine Moss. So it's with that, I'd like to introduce them or bring them onto the show. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi. Great to be here with you, Gary.
Hey, Nicole, I have a question for you. How in the world did you start with the hats?
When did I start with the hats?
Yeah. What made you decide, like one day, because I like hats too, but like what was the day that you said, you know, I like to have hats?
I like to accessorize, and I like to literally and figuratively wear a lot of different hats. So it just kind of played in, and then I started to form a collection, and before you know it, now it's expected of me. In fact, I was asked to speak at a conference, and I was about to go out, and they said, "Where's your hat? We're not going to recognize you without it." So,
and it's especially notable because she has good hair.
Yeah, there you go. That's amazing. And so do you like, do you have hats for different occasions, or is it like one hat fits all?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have a whole arsenal. I have a whole wardrobe. Absolutely. This one is a summer hat because here we are in July. And yeah, it works with a lot of outfits, and it works when I describe my background and myself, because otherwise I'm like you, Gary. I've done so many things. I'm involved in a lot of really amazing projects. And so then I can say that I wear different hats and hopefully people remember me.
No, it's great. So how did you meet, Jeanine? How did the 2 of you first connect?
Yeah, that was amazing. That was in the end of the 90s, actually. I had sold my first consulting firm, Advantage Communications, to Organic. And during the dot-com boom, Organic was one of those companies that was building the first commercial websites. And I needed to scale up that business quickly. And Jeanine was based in New York, and she knew the market, and we built it together. And we had, really cross-country representation with Jeanine based in New York, and I was out in San Francisco.
Oh, that's great. Now, yeah. Jeanine, are you in San Francisco, or are you in New York now?
I'm now in Palm Springs, so it's a little warm over here, but not
115 degrees?
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to New York at 90 degrees. Let me tell you, I'd rather be here, except for the fun of New York. I'd rather be for the fun.
Now, can you go outside at 115? Is it too
hot
to go outside?
You hide really, really hard, and you go
strategically
air conditioning to air conditioning. Yes, I run out my door. You have to wear shoes because the ground's too hot. I dive in my pool, I jump out, and I run back in. That's pretty much how you handle it.
Oh my God. I got to tell you, so I didn't know this until I lived down in Palm Springs for a while, but I had a convertible. And my air conditioner broke in the convertible. So I had this wild idea to put the top down and drive around. I actually got dehydrated.
Oh,
I couldn't believe it.
No, you can't. And you know what? You can go out in the morning, but by the evening, I was out swimming in my pool. It was 109 last night.
Are you serious?
At night, yeah. So forget that part. So for 8 months, it's the most awesome place in the world. And for a couple of months, it's like a lot of other places in the country. You just got to stay inside and run from air conditioning to air conditioning. Yay, technology.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I got to tell you, the last time I was in Palm Springs, I went on this
tram.
Tram to the top of the mountain. It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
And cool.
And there's snow up there. I took that tram, and I was so delighted that I ran into the snow, slipped, fell, and no longer have vertigo.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Wow, that's amazing. But tell the viewers, just so we have a deal here, don't try it.
No, don't do it. I'm not recommend, not medical
Don't go up in the
advice.
mountain. There's no magic kind of juju up there. Don't do it. Oh, wow. So tell me a little bit about, so I know Berkeley. So Nicole, you went to Berkeley. You went to school in San Francisco. So what
Yeah.
made you decide? So you're doing a lot of things. You're doing a lot of a fund. You have Outfront Solutions. What is Outfront Solutions?
Yeah, our Outfront Solutions is the fourth company that Jeanine and I have had together, actually. And it's quite remarkable to have a business partnership for over 20 years. So I just want to say that and how grateful I am to be working with Jeanine and co-creating for our clients. It's really such a joy. We're providing branding, marketing, go-to-market strategies, business development, and international expansion for our clients. We are CMOs on demand, if you will. So we're jumping in, to help get results and purpose, focused on growth and valuation.
And so how many employees do you have?
Yeah, we have about 4 people. We kind of contract out when we need to, but really our programs are very strategic and bespoke. And a lot of times what we're doing is we're leading internal teams, or we're helping to find the right resources for our clients along the way.
That's great. And what's a typical company? What do they look like?
Yeah, it runs the gamut. Our sweet spot a lot of times is working with those middle market companies, 100 million plus to $500 million. But at the same time, we're consulting to a business unit that's over $1 billion. So, we're just coming in and really looking to, work with those executive teams and determining how and where to move the needle with that marketing and CMO perspective.
No, that's great. Now, do you see a lot of politics when you deal with these companies?
Oh, always.
I said, Jeanine is laughing. You know the deal.
One of the things I was going to say is because we've worked in so many industries and companies of all sizes, from Accenture and Booz Allen, the DOD even, and, to startups.
Wait a minute. You were doing marketing for the DOD?
It's not called marketing. You're not allowed to call it marketing. No,
communications.
That's right.
Communications.
No, it's more, we were brought in to take a look at communications across the personnel and readiness division and figure out where efficiencies were, was everybody communicating with the right audiences, what were the calls to action, and finding ways to be more effective, communicating with everything from the troops to families to the public, and even testimony on Capitol Hill.
No kidding. Well, that must be interesting, huh?
Super fun. Talk about politics. Well, there you go. I think Nicole and I have had pretty heavy duty. We worked for New York City, the government. So we've had pretty heavy politics. And what I would say is sort of cool about our experience is that we're pretty cognizant of how things go. We're not necessarily, you can't predict the politics, you have to discover them. But once we do, we will find a way around them, as witnessed by the fact that we're still standing after these experiences.
No, that's amazing. Yeah. And so you have had 4 companies together, right?
Yeah.
What were the 4 companies? What did you do? Were they all marketing companies
Yeah, pretty much. One of them was an e-commerce and a retail company. But yeah, the other ones have all been marketing consulting.
Oh, that's great. And why did you stop then? If you had 4, why didn't you just continue one and say, I know you sold one, but why didn't you keep the other 3?
Yeah, well, another one, organic IPO'd, and then the bubble burst, and there was this dismantling because of that. And we also went to go to in-house positions, like I became the CMO of a company called Glispa, which is in the ad tech and marketing technology space, doing those types of things. And then we we keep bringing the band back together. You know, at the beginning of the pandemic, Gary, we knew that people needed our help. We have a deep background in crisis communications as well. And so when we saw what was happening, we stepped forward to serve. And so we did 2 webinars a week, just teaching, doing our best to help people and brands along, because this was so crazy and unprecedented. And then most of the brands that we had started to communicate with were saying, okay, now we need to reinvent ourselves. And now we need to communicate across the brand ecosystem. What do we mean to our different audiences and stakeholders? And, you know, and what do we need to do to bring them along? And, you know, we all know everything got completely disrupted in the last year, and the world of marketing technology and AI has just been flourishing, and an imperative that, you know, we're stretching our expertise there.
No, that's great. And so now in a relationship for 20 years, there's got to be some ups and downs, right? And ins and outs.
Yeah, one of the great things is that you learn a lot about each other early. So things that, you know, it's like any relationship, right? In the beginning, you're not the perfect one. And if there's a little bit of a bump in the road, you go, okay, well, I'm mad about this. As you get older and have more experiences, you realize that, you know, what really matters, right? Integrity, trust, you know, smarts, creativity, you know, and so those things just keep bringing you back. And I think that's what we've learned and evolved over.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you know, having our shared value system. And what we do is we'll beat up a project and each other a little bit, but it's always for the betterment of the project and for the better of, you know, for the client. And, you know, our clients even see us do that, and they really appreciate it. And we also have a phrase that's kind of internal to us that we say, well, I'm not going to die on my sword for this. And so that's a okay, you take the lead, or, you know, I'm going to let go. And so there's letting go in that business partnership. But yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way.
But clients like having 2 heads more than one. I remember the first time Nicole and I were in a business pitch, and we got in an argument over a solution set. And then the client said, great, you're hired. And I said, well, we just got in an argument in front of you. This was early in our careers. And I said, we just got in an argument. Why'd you hire us? And he said, well, it's quite clear. I'm getting 2 heads rather than 1. And I really like that. So we really use both of these heads really heavily.
No,
and some feathers get ruffled. They get ruffled.
Yeah, no, it's great. Now, yeah, over the 20 years, it must feel like now, and you have to trust somebody during that period of time, right?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Through a lot of the ups and downs and ins and outs. That's great. And
yeah.
so you got upfront solutions, and I know you're doing a lot of work with the fund. So what's happening with the fund right now?
Yeah, you're talking about the How Women Invest Fund that we built last year. It's a sister organization to How Women Lead. So we see this need. Only 2% of the female-founded and female-led entrepreneurs are getting funding, and so we thought, we need to change that whole ecosystem. So essentially, what we did is we stepped in to support women in investing. So across the entire ecosystem, in investing, becoming LPs, becoming fund managers, investing in these female entrepreneurs, female-founded and female-led companies. And by the way, they're 6 times more likely to hire more women. So it's going great. We quickly raised a $10 million fund last year by design so that we could bring in up to 249 LPs. We have 211, and they're deeply involved. We've made 3 investments. We just made an investment and announced that last week in Hello Alice, a platform for entrepreneurs who are serving women and
Hello
people.
Alice?
Yeah, hello, Alice. It's amazing. And I've known and been speaking alongside of Elizabeth Gore for years, and they're providing resources to small businesses, and their capital or human resources to small businesses, and really focused on those who are underrepresented and under-supported. So female founders, people of color, veterans, yeah, providing lots of great resources to them. So it's
And
nice because it's in alignment with the fund thesis and value system as well.
now that you said it's 10 million, I thought it's a
Yeah,
$25
that one's
million fund, right?
no, that's a $10 million fund, the fund that fund one. And then we'll have subsequent funds along the way, and they'll be bigger and reaching into different phases in the into the entrepreneur's business life cycle.
No, that's great. That's phenomenal. I love it. So tell me a little bit about, what kind of companies? You said you have 3. Who are you looking for? Are you looking for, what's this? I know you talk about female entrepreneurs. You also talk about diversity. Are you looking for diversity too or not?
Yeah, absolutely. The with the fund, it was predominantly raised by women of color as well. So that is great because it's like, come on, let's reflect the population. Let's step out and bring these funds to the just grossly underrepresented communities. So yeah, our founders are diverse, Latina, Black women, yeah, across the board.
And where do you find
great.
them? So
You know
how do
what?
you search for them? So I know you're in Palm Springs and San Francisco, but how do you find them?
You know what? We've been looking at companies all across the country, and what's great is that having a sister organization like How Women Lead really gets us out into the communities of women and leaders, and having an LP base of 211 helps drive that deal flow as well. So it's really it's not a networking challenge at all. It's not a pipeline challenge. We've looked at 250 different companies, Gary, invested in 3, and have 19 on a watch list right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the deals and opportunities are absolutely out there, and it just feels really good to be putting capital to work for
What about,
these.
are they primarily in the U.S. or abroad?
Yes, they are. With this fund, the fund thesis is for the United States, indeed. Yeah.
And how big of an investment? How big are the check sizes?
Anywhere from 250,000 to up to 750, maybe $1 million in a rare case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
That sounds super.
Thanks.
That is fantastic. So you said, are you doing another fund? Is there another fund coming down the pipeline?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
We'll do another fund. We'll do a earlier stage. So with this fund one, you have to be you have to have revenue, but we'll do a seed stage fund, and then we'll do a later stage fund. We want to make sure that we have funds to be able to support entrepreneurs across their journeys, and you see a lack of that across all stages, really. Right now we're investing in that sort of A, or between seed and A, awkward teenager kind of phase, I like to call it. So yeah.
Well, but that's hard to get revenue at that level, right? They don't have a lot of revenue, most of them, at that level. So how do you do that? How much revenue do they need to have in order for you to be interested?
We're kind of treating it a bit on a case-by-case basis. Yeah, but the majority of them are at $1 million annual run rate.
So that's great. So they're at $1 million, but you're investing 750, so you're coming in as LP, right?
Yeah.
You don't lead the rounds, correct?
We don't predominantly. We can. It's just greater efficiencies to piggyback off of others' due diligence and that sort of thing.
So how do you find do you have other partners out there? Are there other VC firms that you work with, or how did you
Yes.
those kind of firms?
Yeah, there's a lot of collaboration. It's really great because the communication across funds that are focused on female founders is really strong, and I really appreciate that. And so, coming into the Hello Alice round was all because of our investment council member. Knew of the deal through her fund. So yeah, there's co-investment opportunities. There are a lot of angel groups. We're doing pitch contests as well. And so we're really entrepreneur centric. We're trying to provide value along the way. Something else that's kind of interesting and neat is that we're providing SWAT teams for each of our portfolio companies.
You mean
And
SWAT
so,
like an SWOT or SWAT like an SWAT?
AT coming in, support, and extending reach. Like, for example, if one of our portfolio companies needs enterprise customers, we've got capable and really strong council members, if you will, that can make introductions. And so we all reach into our databases and really provide a lot of support and value to these entrepreneurs, and it's already been moving the needle. It's just really amazing. We've seen this.
That's great. So Jeanine, how do the two of you work together?
Well, we kind of, I'd say both of us work with clients to determine the solutions, right? So we'll do that. I kind of veer off on the content side and sort of on the campaign side. And Nicole kind of veers off on the structural things and a lot of activities with clients. But, one of the beauties, we've both been sole practitioners as well as partners. And really the best thing is to have somebody that you can say, here's what I'm thinking, here's where I'm going, poke some holes in this. And so
helpful.
We both do both. But kind of I lead on one side and Nicole kind of leads on the other.
Okay, so I have a question for you. How does a band come back together? So you broke apart, and what brings the band back together?
Help! We're doing something. We're doing something interesting. We've helicoptered in on each other's projects. The band never truly broke up. The band just went in different directions. One band went to do a vineyard down in Argentina. And the other band member moved off towards the cannabis industry in California. And so
who went where?
I'm a cannabis person, and Nicole is the wine.
And
we have wine and weed.
We have a vineyard in Argentina.
You do now?
Yes, I do. Yes. And invested in a greater project that has a resort. It's called the Vines of Mendoza. And then, I have a wine brand called Media Luna, which is really fun. So
like Media Luna?
Yeah, which means half moon, of course, but get this, Media Luna also means cartwheel in Spanish. And I've been known to do cartwheels kind of all over the world. And so you'll see cartwheelers on our label. It's fun.
That's great. And how big is your vineyard?
It's only 5 acres, but you would not believe the tonnage that it produces and the amount of wine that we get out of it. We literally sell almost half of our fruit. And it's a boutique vineyard and winery, and it's just a lot of fun.
Now, Jeanine, have you tried the wine?
Yes. Oh, I've got it in my refrigerator. I've got it in my wine cellar. Yeah.
That's great.
I love the rosé. The rosé is amazing, especially this time of year.
Yeah, Malbec rosé.
Check it out. Media Luna, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'll check it out. No, that's
Jerry, fantastic. A couple bottles are coming your way, my dear.
Yeah, that sounds great. No, that's fantastic. Yeah, it's and so you got into cannabis. So what is drinking and smoking, huh?
Well, I grew up in Venice, California, right?
I understand you guys been together a while in California.
See how fun we are?
We have really a big party when you get together,
Really good company parties. But I grew up in Venice Beach, California. So I've been watching the cannabis industry for 40 years. And I moved to New York in my early 20s, and it wasn't the same, as you well know.
Mhm.
And so I was watching as it was growing and evolving and all the different things were happening. I thought, you know what, this is going to be really, really big. So I decided to launch an accessories brand called Anabi, which is cannabis without the C, pronounced the fancy French way. Anabi. So it started beautiful, odor-proof, luxury accessories. And Nicole came over to help me with that. That was one of the call outs. I said, hey, let's need your help with this. And so, we raised money, we created the brand, we designed and sold merchandise. We sold all of our merchandise. And we were about ready we started the effort to get more funding for the next development when COVID came on the scene. So, and also our products were made in China, so it was just a bad time to be pursuing the next phase. So right now it's on hiatus. It's a great idea, great brand, people love it. So when the time's right, we're often a little bit ahead of ourselves in terms of when we come up with ideas for products. And so therefore we have to be really judicious about, how we spend our time.
No, that's great. I said, well, I mean, cannabis and drinking, like I said, it doesn't sound like that.
We're a fun company.
Sounds like you guys have a lot of fun together.
That's right. Well, and it's really fun, Gary, now working in the cannabis industry. We have technology industry clients, cannabis industry clients, and there's just a lot to be done with the markets opening across the United States and the range of products. And I mean, I would say the pretty gross lack of sophistication across marketing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, the industry is just growing and growing up exponentially. And it's really a joy to be a part of. We're doing everything from, we did focus groups online. We did a lot of product research online during COVID when we couldn't get together, and product development, just a good number of areas, membership clubs. I mean, you name it.
I mean, it's so amazing to me. I don't know about the two of you, but if we talked about this 20 years ago, to go to jail.
Not even 20 years ago. We launched
Isn't it amazing?
We launched in 2014, and we got about 200 placements of articles about what we were doing. But the LA Times, the New York Times were like, I don't know, we don't think we want to write about this topic right now. So that's just like 7 years ago. They're saying, well, we don't think this is really a topic for us. Ultimately, we were in the New York Times and the LA Times, but it took a while. I'm just saying things have happened so dramatically. But I just want to say one thing, which is regarding the values-based. Cannabis is an amazing product. It's an amazing gift. It's an amazing plant. Mm-hmm. And it's helping so many people with chronic pain. And so we're just big believers and really angry that this medicine isn't available to people. So there's that side of the activism. And that's part of the desire to make it normalized and something that people can decide to choose to use themselves, but it should be available to them.
No, that's great. Listen, we're coming up to the top of the hour. Closing thoughts, and how can people reach out to you?
Yeah. Well, closing thoughts are, because this is an AI show, I do want to just highlight the great importance of not only as a marketer coming at things, the traditional ways of doing things are gone and they're obsolete. And so we have incredible technologies across so many different facets of marketing that we need to be chief, marketing technologists as well. Right. And we're employing anything from AI in content to make sure that we're nailing it in terms of the topics, to chatbots and, across the board. So we're loving that. So that's, engage with us to, troubleshoot what you're doing with your business, how you're growing it, looking at different technologies. We really love it. And on our website, we offer a free consultation, and it's been neat to see people pick that up and get on our calendars and have a conversation about what they're facing as businesses. So we welcome that. It's on outfront.solutions.
No, that's great. Super. And how do people get a hold of you, Nicole? What's the best way? LinkedIn, Facebook, email?
Yeah. So my handle is TechieCat. That's on Twitter and whatnot. But LinkedIn's a great way to get in touch. And our website, again, it's outfront.solutions. And our calendars and connecting with us on email that way works well.
All right. And Jeanine, same with you, or what?
Well, yes, the same way. I'm on the website too. And I just want to add that in this incredible complexity of the media landscape that we're in today and all the technologies, there's over 1,000 technology companies offering
8,000.
Yeah, that's right, 8,000 offering different technologies, but the fundamentals of marketing and branding remain, which is delivering the right message to the right customer and the right medium at the right time. And now we can harness a lot of technologies. Otherwise, I don't know how we would manage in today's landscape.
No, I agree with you. Well, I want to thank you both for taking time out of your busy schedules. It's great to see you. It's been a long time, Nicole, probably a month or maybe 2 months. In fact,
and it just feels wrong if I don't see you every month.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great to see you.
I love seeing all that you're doing, Gary. Thank you so much. You do so much for entrepreneurs and investors.
I appreciate that. And, we kept working during the pandemic and going online and doing over 500 podcasts and got the word out, and it really kept us sane because you got to speak to people just like yourselves and share ideas and thoughts, and it was comforting. So I really appreciate that. To my audience, thank you again for tuning in to GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. It was a great show today. Tune in next week on Tuesday for my next show. Stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. Talk to you again next week. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.